Artificial intelligence is often described as a competition between software companies. Most discussions focus on which organization builds the most powerful models, releases the most impressive chatbots, or deploys the most advanced applications. But beneath this visible layer of innovation at the deeper technological foundation that receives far less attention, artificial intelligence is not only a software revolution, it is also a hardware revolution. Every large language model, every AI system capable of generating text, images, or predictions depends on an immense amount of computational power. And that computational power must be supplied by specialized hardware capable of performing billions of mathematical operations every second. The modern AI ecosystem runs on chips designed to accelerate machine learning workloads. These chips process enormous volumes of data during the training of large models, and then continue to power the inference operations that allow millions of users to interact with AI systems simultaneously. Without these chips, the infrastructure required for modern artificial intelligence simply would not exist. This places the compute layer of the AI infrastructure pyramid among the most critical foundations of the entire ecosystem. Today, one company dominates this layer more than any other: NVIDIA. Originally known for designing graphics processing units for gaming and visual computing, NVIDIA's hardware has evolved into the backbone of modern artificial intelligence infrastructure. The same GPUs that once powered advanced graphics are now optimized to perform the massive parallel computations required by machine learning systems. Over time, these chips have become the preferred hardware for training and operating large-scale AI models. As a result, many of the most influential AI companies depend on NVIDIA hardware. Cloud providers install thousands of these chips inside data centers that support AI workloads across the globe. Organizations developing frontier models rely on GPU clusters to train increasingly sophisticated neural networks. Even companies competing directly in artificial intelligence often depend on the same underlying hardware supplier to run their systems. This dynamic creates a unique structural position. NVIDIA does not build the most popular AI chatbots. It does not operate the largest AI cloud platforms. Yet its hardware powers the infrastructure that many of those systems rely on. In other words, while AI companies compete at the application and model layers, a single hardware supplier can influence the speed and scale of innovation across the entire industry. Control of the compute layer introduces several strategic implications. The availability of advanced chips determines how quickly new models can be trained. Pricing for specialized hardware influences the core structure of AI development. Hardware supply chains can shape which companies are able to expand their computing capacity and which organizations must wait for additional infrastructure to become available. In this way, the compute layer quietly influences the direction of the AI economy. This is why the Insight's infrastructure pyramid places compute near the foundation of artificial intelligence systems. Applications and models may attract attention, but they depend on deeper layers of infrastructure that remain largely invisible to users. Companies operating at the top of the pyramid innovate rapidly, but their growth is often constrained by the physical resources available beneath them. Understanding this structure changes how we interpret the AI industry. Instead of focusing only on software breakthroughs, we begin to examine the infrastructure enabling those breakthroughs. Instead of asking which chatbot is most capable, we ask which organizations control the hardware powering the entire ecosystem. From this perspective, NVIDIA's influence becomes far clearer. By dominating the compute layer, the company occupies a strategic position within the architecture of modern artificial intelligence. Most people see artificial intelligence at the surface, the applications they use every day, the models generating responses, and the companies releasing new products. But the deeper story lies beneath those layers. Artificial intelligence depends on infrastructure, and infrastructure depends on hardware. And when a single company dominates that hardware layer, it quietly shapes the possibilities of the entire AI ecosystem.